Rose?
Yes.
Shields?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Coin?
Yes.
Hilberg?
Yes.
Lamb?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Reports of standing committees. The Finance Committee met prior to council this evening, and then we have one more Finance meeting before our break, in 2 weeks. Health, Safety, and Sanitation Committee, Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mr. President. We did have one meeting of the Sanitation Committee. A couple of weeks ago, we reviewed the recommendations from the utility rate review, and we decided to adjust it. If anybody who watches the Finance Committee meeting will see that there will be a $2 per month increase in the rates coming up starting October 1st. And then in January, we will review the rate increase, see the impact of any other changes that may or may not occur in the meantime, and make some decisions as to whether there will be any additional rate adjustments. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Properties Committee, Mr. Shields.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report this evening and no meeting scheduled.
Thank you. Special Legislation Committee, Mr. Lamb.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report and no meeting scheduled, but I am scheduling one in September.
Streets and Sidewalks Committee, Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report, no meeting scheduled.
Thank you. And Water Utilities, Mark is not here. Request for council action. We have several items for the Finance Committee. We have 14-129 tax budget, 14-130 donate 30 computers to Medina City Schools, 14-131 renewal of intensive supervision probation grant, 14-132 Medina United Methodist Church parking lot lease agreement, 14-133 purchase of 2 vehicles for the fire department, 14-134 bids rear loader packer truck for sanitation, 14-135 amending salaries and benefits code building official pay and job description, 14-136 bids for a 2014 residential drainage improvements, 14-137 easements for Forest Meadow drainage improvements, 14-138 Carcosing materials increased PO 14-268 to $35,000, 14-139 ED Tracks transfer form, liquor permit 1132 North Court Street, and 14-140 approve appropriation of funds for Key Bank renovation. Reports of municipal officers. Mayor Hanwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The new city website's up. Adjustments are still being made as we get suggestions from the public, or if council has any recommendations, we'd be happy to entertain those as well. Or if there are any concerns of the layout or how we're doing things, we're more than interested in hearing those. The Friday night band concerts are ongoing. Got rained out this past Friday, but they're every Friday night in June and July starting at 8:30. I'd like to just remind the public the parking is prohibited and posted as a private tollway zone for all the private lots on the north side of the square, which is behind Second Soul, Eli's, Marie's Cafe, Lager and Vine, Four Ladies, and more. So it's all the way from Broadway to Court Street, and including the alley between Lager and Vine and Four Ladies and more. There's signs coming into each of the lots. There is available city street parking, the county administration, the court lots, as well as any of our city lots, City Hall, and the Medina Municipal Court. The Medina County Veterans Hall Capital Campaign is having fundraisers called Dining for Veterans events in Medina, with a portion of the proceeds going to the renovations to the Medina County Veterans Hall on North Broadway Street. The next events are June 23rd at Buffalo Wild Wings from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. for dining in or carry out, with 20% of the proceeds going to the campaign. July 8th at Sully's Irish Pub from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. dine in or carry out, with 10% of the proceeds going to the campaign. And then July 13th at Quaker Steak and Lube from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. dine in or carry out, with 15% of the proceeds going to the campaign. We also have these events and the ongoing events further out into the year posted here at City Hall, both at the finance window and in the glass entry. And then last but not least, the July 4th parade steps off at 6 p.m. at Spring Grove and Liberty Street. The parade then heads west on Liberty, south on Court, east on Washington, and then breaks up behind the courthouse. Those interested in being in the parade, there's a registration form at the mayor's office that Dawn can assist with, and the lineup is at the west lots of the Medina High School. Not only does the group have to register, but then each participant must sign a release. And also on July 4th, because they do it on July 4th anyway, but because it's a Friday as well, there will also be a concert on the square at 8:30. Thank you.
Thank you. Director of Finance, Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. The tax budget was passed at Finance Committee earlier. It'll be on the next council agenda. There's a requirement that it be available for review for 10 days. This is more than 10 days because the meeting's more than that away, but it is available in the finance office or on the city's website.
Thank you. Mr. Huber, Law Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report.
Thank you. Sergeant Zaremba, Police Department.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Rice, Economic Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a quick note. I sent an email to you all today inviting you to an upcoming grand opening for the Twisted Restaurant. The city, the Chamber, Main Street Medina are working together to put that together. That's for Friday, July 11th at 5 p.m. at 985 Boardman Alley. If you'll remember, it used to be Sushi on the Roll. They changed the name to Twisted. It's under new ownership and new management. And they renovated the restaurant, added a full-service bar, and changed the menu. So please join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mendel, Planning and Community Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, Recreation Center Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do have a report, just a couple items. The Medina Rec wants to remind the community that we are hosting the annual Fireworks Festival again this year. This is July 3rd from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. The festivities include a DJ from Zone Entertainment, live band Day Method, food vendors, carnival games, Jungle Bob, a petting zoo, airbrush, tattoos, inflatables, and sand art, and even an origami fantastique. The fireworks will start at dusk, so we hope to see you there. And then another reminder that the Rec Center's summer camp program for kids ages 5 to 12 has begun with countless activities for all ages, all age groups, including field trips that change each week. The program ends the week of August 11th through August 15th. You can sign the kids up for 1 week or multiple weeks. We also offer multi-child discounts too. Our hours for summer camp are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we also offer early morning drop-off and after 5 pickup. For more information, you can go to our website at medinarec.org, call the Rec Center at 330-721-6900, or pick up a brochure and turn to page 3. Lastly, our next Rec Advisory Board meeting will be Thursday, July 17th at the Rec Center at 7:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Patton, City Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. This afternoon, I attended the pre-construction meeting for the 42 and Route 3 resurfacing with ODOT down in Ashland. A couple things to report. First of all, to make you aware of the project, the city and ODOT are teaming up this summer to resurface US 42 from the city limits west of Lake Road to Court Street, and then from Lafayette to Harding, as well as Route 3 from the square to the city limits. Contractor reports he's likely to start in the middle of July. Wanted to note that ODOT and the city have given considerable effort to try and avoid the significant delays in traffic that we experienced last year. This includes some nighttime work, particularly around the square, limiting the length of work zone and other measures. That being said, it's still a construction zone. There will be some delays, hopefully not as significant as last year's, though. As part of the project, ODOT has funded the replacement of the railroad crossing on South Court Street, which is good news. That's at no cost to the city. That will require South Court to be closed for 5 days between Smith and Lafayette. Those dates are to be determined. We ask for everyone's patience and cooperation as this project gets completed. Thanks.
Thank you. Confirmation of mayoral appointments. We have 4 of them. We have NOACA Representative Robert Patrick for a term expiring 12/31/14.
Move to approve the mayor's NOACA rep.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Chamber of Commerce Representative for Economic Development Committee Heather Taylor for a term expiring 12/31/16.
Move to confirm the mayor's appointment for the Chamber of Commerce rep for Economic Development Committee.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Medina County Advisory Council on Aging City Representative Barbara Ann Clark for a term expiring 3/31/17.
Move to confirm the mayor's appointment for the Medina County Advisory Council on Aging City Rep.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Medina County Advisory Council on Aging City Representative Jackie Smith for a term expiring 9/30/15.
Move to confirm the mayoral appointment for Medina County Advisory Council on Aging City Representative Jackie Smith.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Notices, communications, petitions, none. Unfinished business, none. Introduction of visitors. Members of the public will be permitted the opportunity to speak on any issue or concern which pertains to the city during the portion of council agenda devoted to introduction of visitors. All comments shall be directed to the chair, and a reasonable time limit of approximately 5 minutes will be imposed. If there is a group, please appoint a spokesperson. Speakers should approach the front right microphone and state their name and address so it can be entered into the minutes. Members of the public will be afforded the opportunity to comment on other portions of the meeting as determined by the chair or by a vote of the majority of council members present. Is there anybody that wishes to address council at this time?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dave Edmonds, 706 South Court. I'm currently the president of the South Court Historic Neighborhood Association. 7 years ago, when we banded together, we had several reasons for organizing, but one of them was to build a more neighborly spirit. We had a lot of renters on the street, and we just didn't know anybody. So we've held picnics over the years, and we've done other group building activities, and we're holding one on Saturday. It's called Rockin' the Court. We have 6 houses. We'll have musical groups from 12 to 4 in the afternoon. It's free. There will be goodies sold for donation purposes. We've got 4 special officers to take care of any issues on that. And we'd like to invite you all to come. We were asked to participate on this weekend from Matt Wiederhold to tie in our event with all the things Main Street's doing. So we're starting at 12. Hopefully people from the farmers market will just walk down the street, hear some music, have a good time, low key, no big deal. And in honor of this event, Mr. Lamb has designed a T-shirt, and we wanted to give Mayor Hanwell one. Now, what do you think, huh? I'm not sure of the size, but I think we can wedge him into it.
What?
I'm going to be in there too.
You're in it.
Do I look okay? I said, I'm going to be in that too. Do I look okay?
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to address council at this time? Introduction and consideration of ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance 108-14, an ordinance amending ordinance number 208-13 passed December 9, 2013, amendments to the 2014 budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Durham?
Thank you, Mr. President. There's 2 items in this appropriation. One is for a memorial tree. That's where money comes in, but we need to appropriate it to be able to spend it. And the other is for the restrooms on the square.
Thank you. Any further discussion or comment? Will the clerk please call the roll on the ordinance?
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Ordinance 108-14 passes 6-0.
Ordinance 109-14, ordinance amending and replacing Part 11, Titles 1, 3, 5, and 7 of the codified ordinances, the Planning and Zoning Code, and the zoning map of the city of Medina, Ohio.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Mendel?
This is the ordinance related to the public hearing from earlier this evening. I would, just to repeat, it's to update the zoning and the zoning code and bring it into more modern use and reduce the any confusion or areas of gray interpretation that may have been in the previous code, and to clear up some of the issues, some items with the zoning map. So I ask that the council approve this tonight.
Thank you. Any further discussion or comment? Clerk, please call the roll.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Ordinance 109-14 passes 6-0.
Resolution 110-14, a resolution adopting the Downtown Medina Strategic Redevelopment Plan for the City of Medina.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President,
Commissioner Shields.
the emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Any further discussion on the emergency clause and/or the resolution? Ms. Rice?
Thank you, Mr. President. As council is aware, the city engaged OHM advisors to assist with the creation and tools to implement the downtown strategic plan. The goals of the plan are to prioritize city CIC efforts, advance redevelopment of sites, apply for the State of Ohio Downtown Revitalization Grant in the amount of $300,000, and position Medina as the premier historic entertainment district, and to collectively align the vision of the city, the Chamber of Commerce, and Main Street Medina. We had a task force. We've held various public meetings, and we are requesting the emergency clause so that we can include the final plan with our downtown revitalization grant application. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion or comment? Clerk, please call the roll on the emergency clause.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Any further discussion on the resolution? Clerk, please call the roll on the resolution.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Resolution 110-14 passes 6-0.
Ordinance 111-14, an ordinance authorizing an appraisal, fair market value estimates for the West Smith Reconstruction Project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields.
emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it at this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Mr. Patton.
Thank you. This is the step required by ODOT and the federal agencies when acquiring easements for our project. This is for the West Smith project. We're asking for the emergency clause because this right-of-way acquisition is one of the most time-consuming but required steps before the project can be bid and constructed, and we'd like to get started as soon as possible.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on the emergency clause.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Clerk, please call the roll on the ordinance.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Ordinance 111-14 passes 6-0.
Ordinance 112-14, an ordinance amending ordinance number 11808 passed June 9th, 2008, relative to revocable use permitting an encroachment of the city-owned alley located south of Dominic's Restaurant on South Jefferson Street.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, thank you. This is to allow Dominic's. They are doing an amendment to an existing ordinance that allowed existing encroachments at the restaurant in the alley from South Jefferson. On May 12th, 2014, the Historic Preservation Board reviewed and approved a request by Dominic's to install a second exterior cooler, but this will be within the alley that's adjacent to the property. That's a public alley. So they have to amend, in order to allow that, they need to have a revocable use permit done, and this will be an amendment to that permit. The law director and city engineer have reviewed it, and the law director and the business's attorney will continue to review the agreement and execute it.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on the ordinance.
Lamb.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Hilberg.
Yes.
Ordinance 112-14 passes 6-0.
Council comments.
Mr. President,
Mr. Hilberg.
just a reminder to the residents of Ward 1 that the second annual Ward 1 Community Block Party is scheduled for Sunday, July 13th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be held at Ray Mallard Park again this year on the Huntington Street side instead of Minor Drive. I want to let everybody know that There will not be any parking available on the Huntington Street side except for handicap purposes. Parking will be available on the Minor Drive side. We will provide a shuttle over to the Huntington Street side. And of course, there's also parking on the surrounding streets. The only other thing I wanted to mention is this is a free family event for all the residents and businesses of Ward 1. Free food, free entertainment, free activities. So if you're not doing anything, please come out. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further council comments?
Oh, and the mayor's going to be cooking.
Oh, that's good. Any further council comments?
Mr. President,
Lamb?
I'd like to thank my friend Dave Edmonds for coming and speaking for South Court Street. What he spoke about the music extravaganza that we're going to have on the 28th should just be a lot of great family fun. I was really surprised at the response we got, the number of people that have wanted to come and play, on the porches. As a matter of fact, I had three bands call me today to ask if there was still room to get in on this event. And so it should be really pretty incredible because the music ranges from jazz, piano, rock music, country music, Americana, and even a rapper as well. So every genre of music that you can imagine in that little 4-hour period. And the really fun thing is that there are some really great groups coming that are regional groups, fairly well-known folks. But there are also students from Medina High School. I think there's three or maybe 4 groups, I'm not sure, that will be there from Medina High School that'll be participating. So it should just be a lot of fun. There'll be cotton candy and popcorn and a lot of people just kind of moseying down the neighborhood. So appreciate Mr. Edmonds coming and giving us a chat, and I hope everybody, the weather should be great. So I hope to see a lot of folks down there this weekend.
Thank you. Any other council comments? I have 2. On Monday, June 30th at 5:30, we'll be meeting with the county commissioners here at City Hall for our annual joint meeting. And also on July 1st at 5:30 and July 9th at 5:30, we continue our quest to complete the budget hearings. So both those days we'll have budget hearings prior to the next council meeting, and I hope to see everyone there. Any other council comments? Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned.